You hear the engines come to life here at the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals. It is the finals of the Skull Showdown. Tommy Johnson Jr. against John Force for $100,000. That's right. Plus a chance if you come back tomorrow and win the U.S. Nationals, a $50,000 bonus. Total prize money by the time you get done with contingencies, $250,000.
Final preparations for Austin Coyle included adding a little more alcohol into the nitromethane mix, taking a little bit of power away from this car. Additionally, he set his timing curve a couple of different times before settling right before the car was started. If John Force goes on and wins this $100,000 today in 23 specialty races, that will push his bonus money up over $1 million. Pretty incredible stuff, John Kernan.
Yeah, no kidding, Dave. And I was talking to TJ just a moment ago. He said his strategy is to not even think about who he's racing and not get caught up in the mind games that could be going on out there. He says he's running his own race, not worrying about what his competition is doing. And, oh, yeah, the team also made a last-minute clutch adjustment, going a little more aggressive on the launch. So look for it to either be really good or his dreams of winning the Skull Showdown could go up in smoke.
I know he's trying to put Force out of his mind, but remember, Tommy lost to John Force here at the U.S. Nationals in the finals in 2002 on a hole shot, and you never forget those things, drivers, do you?
No, you don't, but you got two different strategies here. We heard Austin Coyle basically backing the thing down by putting a little more alcohol and changing the timing curve. Tommy Johnson Jr., Mike Green getting a little more aggressive by putting a little weight on that clutch. Let's see how this all plays out.
To John Force. For the 6th time, he has taken the $100,000 first prize, a 4.78 second elapsed time at 3:27 to a 4:82 for Tommy Johnson.
Just another great drag race, and John Force comes up out top once again. Tell you, John did a great job getting almost 200ths of a second advantage off the starting line. Austin Coyle put a great tune-up on that race car, and they pick up the $100,000 check.
Dave Reef.
And for Austin Coyle, not just John Force's 6, you are the crew chief of the very first showdown back with Frank Hawley. What is it about this specialty race that you enjoy so much?
Well, you know, that race with Hawley way back in 1982 is something that changed my life. Without that money from the shootout, we'd have never finished the points chase. I'd have never been champ, and Force would have never hired me. It certainly would have changed my life. So, attaboy for shootouts.
And how about the bonus money that now pushes over $1 million from this event for John Force?
And with John, as the check goes into his hands for $100 grand. John, tell us about what it means here, getting the win at Memphis in the last event, now winning this one. Have you found something with Coyle here to turn your season around?
I always find something with Coyle. We found heart back at Sonoma, and we turned it around, and I got back to doing my job because people like Ford and Castro, they support me in AAA at Southern Cal. Brand Source, they say get in there, and they win. Mac Tool, I went in there. I do my job. That's what I'm paid to do, and I want to run with these kids a little longer. I'm having so much fun with them. I can do my job. I swear to my sponsors, and yeah, Skull, hold her off, we're powering. No, this is really awesome. This is big bucks they put up, and I'm just really excited, and I love my job. I love the fact that I love Tommy Johnson. Get in. Let's get some exposure there. Here's a great kid with a great owner, Don Perdone, but it's just great for me that my kids can see their dad. I won all those years, and it's like, Dad, my friends say you don't win. Like, where you been for 30? Now it's just awesome that my kids can see the old man win again. Yeah, right, Tommy?
Yeah. And there's the kiss that always goes along with a Force victory.
All right, thanks. All right, that is Del Worship. And there's a lot of pressure there, but let's go back and take one more look here.
Like we said, John Force had about 200ths of a second advantage off the starting line, picked up about another 200 in the first 330 feet, and then started pulling away from there.
John doubled up 2 times in his career, the last time being 10 years ago. This man, last year, Del Worship, won the showdown, then came back on Monday, won the race, picked up the close to $250,000 that goes with doubling up. But right now, that's all past history because he comes into this final qualifying session not in the 16 car, quickest funny car field ever in the history of the sport. He's got to run quicker than 4.801. and how big is the knot in his stomach right now?
Well, you know, Dell's been in this situation. He knows he's just got to do his job. But the key here, he's been having mechanical problems. As we watch the crew go crazy with John Force, they know that the 100-grand bonus is going to help them out at Christmas time, trust me. But back to Del Worsham. They said he found some problem with not getting enough fuel in that motor before the last run. They went out there and smoked the tires the last run, but they may have overpowered it. If the thing's lean, the previous run to go out there and rattle the tires and smoke tires. So two different scenarios. If he's got the power now, get the setup, keep it stuck in the middle of the lane, he's got a chance of getting in this show.
Oh, 4.806 by 5/1000th of a second. He is going to miss the U.S. Nationals the year after he wins it all. Chuck Worsham tries to have a smile on his face. The last time this happened was back in 2001 when Whit Bazemore won in 01 and then failed to qualify in 02. Dave Reef?
Chuck, how difficult a pill is this to swallow? How difficult?
It's tough, you know, being the champs here and coming back and then just barely missing. You know, it'll probably take better than that before. But, you know, we did good to get the car down the track that run. It's going to be tough to call corporate Monday morning and explain this one to them, but
it looked like it was a little soft when it left. Did you know you were in trouble right from the starting line, or did it leave like you wanted?
I think it left all right. We pushed the clutch out just a tiny bit to make sure it didn't smoke the tires at 2 seconds, and I guess it got it. You know?
There's one more look at the run. How quickly things can change. What a difference just 1 year can make, as that is the last time you'll see the CSK red car this weekend at Indy. Big Daddy when we return here to Indy. Qualifying session is just begun here at the Funny Car. We've still got top fuel to go, and we have been blessed. Take a look who's in the house with Mike Dunn and Marty Reed. Our stature has just gone way down, and this is the man. #1 on the all-time top 50 in NHRA, Big Daddy Don Garlits. It's great to see you, Big.
Nice to see you, Marty.
I'll tell you what, this is no joke, folks. Imagine if you could have Babe Ruth calling the play-by-play for the World Series. That's what we've got right now. We're so thrilled that you're with us. Talk about the emotion. We saw John Force just win this thing. We're getting ready to go into more qualifying. Talk about the emotion. You won in 1986 as we got a pair of cars going down the field, Bob Cody and Paul Lee. Neither one's going to qualify. Let's talk about the emotion, because you won the Bud Shootout.
Oh, I tell you, it's fantastic, and I just can't say enough about the way the team works for John Force. I mean, they seem to always be able to reach down in that hat and pull out one more trick, and you got to realize the pressure that's on these guys. We've had a track here that's been cold. The air's just been really heavy. All the cars are tuned that way, and then all of a sudden now this afternoon it's getting warm out there. The track's getting heat in it. A totally different picture, and yet they dealt with it properly.
Well, you know, you talk about pressure. Marty mentioned to the fact that Tommy Johnson probably had it in his head about John Force beating him on a hole shot, and the key is you got to put that out of your mind. But I can remember in the day back before in qualifying sessions where you weren't paired up. You just kind of went in the staging lanes and you ran whoever you run, and Big Daddy would sit there and he'd wait for the toughest competitor that he knew he was going to have, and he wanted to go head to head with him in qualifying just to get in his head. You did that, didn't you? Lots of times.
Yeah, that was the days before they paired them up, you know, back in the books.
But that was all about getting in the other driver's head, and he was the king at doing that.
Well, I'll tell you, Force is that you got to believe that he gets in their heads.
Yes, he does.
We get ready now for Bob Gilbertson in the right lane, Tony Bartone in the left lane, and we took you on a tour of Gilbertson's paint scheme, saluting Jungle Jim Lieberman. Tony does his burnout. I would have, you knew Jungle Jim Lieberman, and you knew his legacy on the match racing circuit.
Raced right with him. Many match races. I mean, me and Jungle and some other cars, you know.
How good really was he?
He'd get down any drag strip any time. You know, at a national event, I think where the track was really just perfect. That was a time when because he ran his cars not to blow the engines up, you know, to make them live. Because he'd run like Wednesday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday, and you know, be 300 or 400 miles between the places. So he was really good at just coming up with the right combination for a match race.
And you've got Jungle Jim's car in your museum down in Ocala.
Yeah, we have one of the real cars that were left from after he got killed.
So now we get ready for Bob Gilbertson in his final attempt. He's number 15 right now. Tony Bartone, though. Bartone in the number 19 spot. That's not good. You want to be better than Jim Head's 4.801. Can he do it?
He's going to need about 0.05 of a second. That'd be close to his career best. I think he can do it. You know, his crew chief, Big Jim Dunn, my father, I mean, he knows how to make horsepower. It's just a matter of the conditions are right, and he's got the setup right for the conditions.
Nope. It was Gilbertson first out of it, and then about half track, Tony realized it wasn't going to happen for him, so they will not be around on race day. Gilbertson will stay in the number 15 position, and that would mean right now, if nothing changes, he'd have to go up against Robert Hight in first-round action here at the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals. John and Ashley still parading around with that $100,000 check. Oh, no, that's not Ashley. No, it isn't. Looks a little bit like her.
John just thinking about the money there. 100 grand. That's a lot of cash, ain't it?
Telling you.
All right. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, they'll have the presentation of the official check down at the starting line. So that'll give us a chance to take care of some business. Stay with us. The telecast is available on ESPN2 HD, presented by Hitachi. And we're back here at Indianapolis at O'Reilly Raceway Park, and we're closing in on the final two classes. We're into funny car. We've got into Jim Head and Phil Burkhardt coming to the line right now. And the numbers you see up at the upper right, the number one qualifying, John Force's effort, and the bump spot of Jim Head. We can tell you the field is set. It's just a matter of where everybody is going to start from. Joining us here in the booth is Big Daddy Don Garlits. Jim Head, one of the 4 that have won this race in both Top Fuel and Funny Car. Be a good race tomorrow. A pair of 480s. Burkhardt goes 480 flat, and then a 483 for Jim Head at 320 miles an hour. No help for either one of them as far as their position. So right now Burkhardt would start number 10. He'd have Gary Scelzi if nothing changes, and Jim Head will get the John Force juggernaut if nothing changes there. So let's shift gears a little bit, and let's check in on pro stock action.
Well, this has become somewhat of a common sight all year long, seeing these Summit KB drivers 1 and 2. This weekend, it turns out for the U.S. Nationals, they'll be 1 and 3. Number 1, Greg Anderson. How satisfied are you with the car going into eliminations?
Actually, pretty close, Gary. I think we went just over the edge there, but you know, you got to find each side of it, and we hit her on a bullseye this morning. I think apparently we thought we could give her a little more. It about bogged shut the motor off on that one, so we gave up a little bit, but now we know where the edge is. We can back up, and hopefully be perfect.
And of course, the man who leads the championship point standings, his teammate Jason Line. Jason, a nice strong 67 with a 6 on that last pass. Does that put a smile on your face, or how do you feel about it?
No, absolutely. It's nice to make the best run you've made all weekend going into elimination. So yeah, no, it's a great run, and the Summit guys done a great job this weekend. So.
What kind of pressure do you feel going into the U.S. Nationals because of its prestige and because your teammate has been the man over the last few years here?
Lots. Lots. I'm shaking. I don't know what to do. It is a lot of pressure, actually. Just try to deal with it the best you can.
All right. Pressure or not, they're still laughing, grinning, shucking, jiving. Their teammates, they're having a good time.
All right, thanks, Gary. And we come back down trackside. Get ready for Scott Coletta in the left lane, Mike Ashley over in the right lane. Big, you got any good stories that you can tell us that are airable on Connie Coletta?
I tell you, he's one of the toughest men I ever met. I mean, he is a tough guy. I remember one time he split his head open at Union Grove, and he was in the Top Fuel eliminations, and he came over to my car, and we taped him some race tape around his head to hold it together. He needed stitches, and he finished the race and then went to the hospital and got the stitches. I mean, how tough can you be?
Pretty doggone tough. Dave Reef?
Yeah, if you look at Scott Coletta's car, you not only see the Chip Foose design on the side of that, you look real close, you'll notice it is a Toyota. It's the same Toyota that Jerry Tolliver won with. It's been tied with Alan Johnson. All of these people involved in trying to get Toyota back out here once again. Scott Coletta with the Toyota Solara on top of that machine.
And over in the other lane, Mike Ashley going to qualify for his first Indy. He tried last year and missed, but he's in the show now. And he runs a 4.80 elapsed time. You saw Coletta fall off to a 5:04. It will keep Ashley in the number 9 spot, Scott in number 14. So if nothing changes, Ashley would run Tony Pedregon. Scott Coletta would have Tommy Johnson Jr. as his first round matchup. Speaking of Chip Foose, Gary is with him.
Well, we always, when you look forward to the U.S. Nationals weekend, you always find some new paint schemes. We mentioned Chip Foose. You saw it on Scott Coletta's car. Doug Coletta also has a new, fresh design for one race only. Here's the man who's responsible for those wonderful schemes. What's the inspiration? How does it come about, Chip?
Well, we actually ran a paint scheme in Vegas in February. It was a black car with photographs. And when they asked me to do the, Doug Coletta's car again, I thought, what better than go 180 degrees, go white, and put sketches on rather than the photos. And then since they said, hey, let's do, or we did Doug Coletta's, but hey, we're going to do Scott's funny car. So we thought, well, let's tie them both together and do the same paint scheme on both.
Boy, it's terrific work, and I'm sure that there's a lot of man hours that go into all of this. Got any more upcoming before the season is over?
Well, we're talking about a couple other paint schemes, and we're going to see what comes of that, and hopefully we'll get to do a couple more cars together.
Hope you have a great weekend here at the U.S. Nationals. We appreciate your handiwork, your skills, your inspiration. You're making Coletta go fast and look good. We like that.
He looks good, and he's in. Congratulations.
Yeah, man.
Nice job, bud.
That's all that counts. We got in. I mean, we're still struggling with this thing, but, got a nice piece with Toyota, and Chip did a great job on the designs, and we just keep plugging away at it. We'll figure it out sooner or later.
We appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, as we come back towards the starting line, we'll get ready for the brothers Pedregon, Tony and Cruz. Tony in the right lane, Cruz in the left lane. But I also want to get into the points issue again, since we have Big Daddy Don Garlits here. If you have not been with us throughout the weekend, of course, next year it's a countdown to the championship. Here's how it's going to work. First 17 events for everybody but the motorcycles. They have the first 11 because they only run a total of 16 next year. Determines the top 8 in the championship. And then the standings are adjusted with first place receiving $2,070 on down, and then we will whittle it down to 4 events where everybody's adjusted again from 3,030 down to 3,000. Just 30 points separating the top 4 with 2 events left. Shirley Muldowney was with us in our first broadcast today, Big Daddy, and she did not like it at all. What's your thoughts?
I don't like it either, but I mean, that's just my opinion. I guess they've done something similar over at NASCAR, so I guess it's not a new idea. And I think it's to create more excitement at the very end of the race to make sure that they don't have somebody that's a runaway. But, from a competitor's point of view, I don't personally care for it.
Well, between the battle of the brothers, Tony gets the better of it with the quickest run of this final session, 4.75 the elapsed time to a 4.79 for Cruz. So Tony will stay in the number 8 spot. Cruz stays in the number 12 position. Let's go up with the O'Reilly copter cam, and I think he's going to chase him down the track again. Yeah, here we go.
This should be a great shot, huh? This was a good side-by-side run by the brothers Pedregon. 475 to 479, not their best runs of the weekend, but still, I think they'll be happy with that as we go on board with Cruz Pedregon. Watch him. He's been fighting this thing, trying to keep it in the groove all weekend, and he saw it drift over towards the center line right before the finish once again.
John, you got more on Cruz?
Yeah, I was just talking to Cruz right before he went down the track, and they had run a 479. He told me their goal was to run a high 70. He wanted to go down the track, get all the way down, get a little confidence before going into tomorrow's elimination rounds.
Well, a high 70 is exactly what he ran, so maybe the confidence is there. A 3-time winner here in funny car competition. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll ask Big Daddy Don Garlits about whether or not he'll think about getting back behind the wheel. I mean, Kenny Bernstein's doing it, right? And there's John Force getting the $100,000 check. You can't imagine why he's smiling. And here comes the cash. This is the real deal. Airmail, so to speak. Stay with us. We're coming right back to Indy.
Us, the old timers, it's not just a race, it's the race. And the U.S. Nationals, I mean, I was fortunate. That was my first ever national event win, and I've won it a lot since. And it just has so much meaning and tradition that it's the race.
Ace won it a total of 6 times in his career as we're back here at the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals, and there is his car that he tunes now, and it looks like Gary Densham is being pushed off the line. Dave, what's going on?
Well, they went to turn the car over. It basically went kerplunk, kerplunk, and stopped dead. It was one of those kind of eerie sounds, and the crew and Greg Amaral elected to not try to even restart this car. Could be ignition, could be something internally amiss with this car. It's a problem they didn't have in the pits, but well, it's a problem they got right now. But the good news is they're still okay for tomorrow.
All right, Dave, and Ron Capps says what he's going to shoot for right here is a low 70. He thinks the cloud cover that's moved in over the track starting to cool it down, so that's going to help. He says the key this weekend, and also it'll be the key tomorrow, is that yesterday, on Saturday, during the heat of the day, his car ran a 77, so he's feeling pretty good about his chances come elimination rounds tomorrow.
The chute comes out on the run. We'll take a look at the numbers. Would it have been a good one based on what you see, Mike?
Well, we probably need to look at a replay and see where the chute came out. He actually had quick enough numbers to the 8th mile, but his 8th mile speed was down. Now, if the chute would have came out just before the 8th mile, you'll knock off about 10 miles per hour. Let's see if we can tell. Now, right here, that's about the 330-foot cone. The chute's not out yet, and he had good numbers there, 229. That's good enough to run a low 70. Now, there's the 8th mile clock. See, right there, boom, just before he got to the 8th mile clock, that chute came out. He was going 258 miles per hour, so that probably scrubbed off some speed. So he was definitely had the numbers early to run that. Had the chute not come out, who knows? If it would have went to the finish line on all 8 cylinders, he could have done it.
So a tough break for Ron Capps, and he'll just have to reload and fire again in first round action tomorrow. But let's shift gears. We've got Big Daddy's comments on what he thinks of the new point scoring system. What about one of the crew chiefs today, Lee Beard? Let's hear from him.
I'm back in Hot Rod Fuller's pit. They currently sit 6th in the point system, and of course it was announced this week a countdown in the point system. That would mean here at Indy, Lee Beard, you're the crew chief for Hot Rod, you guys would only be 50 points out of the lead. So I guess if you're in the same situation next year, you would love the new point system.
Well, I think you know, it's going to be very, very exciting, the new point system. It's going to give our sport somewhat of a, we'll say, the last 4 races will be more of like a playoff atmosphere, and obviously with the final race being the Super Bowl to determine the champion. I mean, a lot of people may not remember it, but back in 1990, when I was with Gary Ormsby, we had won the championship in '89. In 1990, we raced Joe Amato for the championship, and it came down to the final round of the final race. And I think that from a spectator standpoint, that had to be huge. You watch all season long, and it gets down to the final round of the final race. And so, and also from a crew chief and a driver standpoint, the pressure was tremendous walking up there for that final round with all of the marbles on the table for that one run. So with the new structure and everything, it can certainly come down to that. And from a spectator standpoint, from a racer standpoint, crew chief, sponsor, I think that brings some real value to the program.
All right, thank you, Lee.
Hey, thank you.
So a different perspective there, and we can tell you that while this was going on, Whit Bazemore's car was shut down at the starting line, so a problem there. We'll try and figure out what happened. Gary Scelzi will still come to the line. He's in the number 7 spot. There they are, a little bit further back, still trying to work on it, but it's toast. And yep, there goes the wrench from Todd Okahara. So obviously something not good with the Matco Tools machine. It'll bring Scelzi to the line. He's won here in Top Fuel, but has yet to win in Funny Car.
I know one of those times he whooped me in '98, so he definitely knows how to drive a race car. Funny Car, defending Funny Car champion. He's won in pretty much everything he has raced. Right now, though, he's just concentrating on getting this car down the track and run a good number.
Nope, not going to happen. You saw from up above in the O'Reilly copter cam, he strikes the tires and he'll just coast it on through. So Scelzi will stay number 7. Bazemore stays in the number 4 spot. And we mentioned about Big Daddy before the break. since Kenny Bernstein's coming back, I got to ask on behalf of all those Garlits fans, is there any chance of you ever getting back in the car?
I don't think so. You know, Kenny Bernstein's much younger than I am. I think he should be out there racing. I don't think he should have quit so soon. And Brandon's doing a great job in the dragster. And, you know, Kenny really got started, made his name in a funny car. I think he'd be really great for the sport. I think it'd be good for us.
All right, let's check on what happened to Whit Bazemore. Dave?
Just had a brief moment to check with some of the crew on what was going on. It was an issue with the fuel line. Not sure if it was loose or if it was just leaking, but anytime you're leaking fuel, always better to just shut that thing off, be safe, and get ready for race day tomorrow. That's the story with Whit Bazemore as we go down now to Gary.
And with Ron Capps. Ron, you saw John Force, the old nemesis, take the points lead a couple of weeks ago at Memphis, and now he has the momentum of the big victory today in the showdown. How does that concern you as you start thinking about this stretch run?
Well, right now, the way qualifying is, it's now 21, I think, so it's a little over one round, which we didn't want to happen either, but it's just more pressure, and we're doing good under pressure. We just, it's the war. We're trying to win the small battles, but the war is definitely at hand. That's a task right now we need to worry about. The Brute guys, we had a great debut, the Brute Revolution, and had a parachute come out right there, but, you know, Gates belts, Super Winch, all the people are on there. Valvoline, especially coming on board this year, is huge, and you know, we love pressure. We saw what happened last year, going down the wire. The race to championship they came out with is going to be kind of like what happened last year, and it's going to be exciting.
Oh, it was gut-wrenching pressure last year. And I like the new look there. Getting used to that, excuse me, no green. Got me choked up.
All right, hang in there, Gary. We've only got a couple more hours to go. Take a look at this from Funny Car qualifying this season and how important is qualifying. A 37-point margin between John Force and Ron Capps based on where they've qualified. And remember that Ron Capps hasn't done well here, gone out in the first round the last 4 years. And wait a minute, more problems down the starting line. What's going on with Robert Hight?
Oh, geez, cars seem to be falling like flies right now. They've got probably an electronics issue on this. The car will turn over, try to cough and sputter a couple times and come to life. But ultimately, there's absolutely no spark in the Automobile Club of Southern California car. This will be a single for Eric Medlin.
So Eric takes the solo pass, a 4.89 second elapsed time. It will be no help. He'll stay number 5. I want to bring you, Big, and also Mike into this. The reason we're seeing these glitches at the starting line, is this the stress and the strain of 5 qualifying sessions at the biggest race of the year?
Absolutely. This is a lot of racing going on and a lot of pressure on these guys. Plus, they've had this track that's just been unbelievable and all this air. They've run these parts hard. And I'll tell you, it's taken its toll on the crews themselves. It's so unusual to see this.
Yeah, it's an extremely long weekend, you know, with 5 days of qualifying, basically. As we look at the ladder here, you know, going in the first round, we've got some great matches, but it's a lot of work to get to this point, and it's going to be a lot more work tomorrow for these teams.
Arrow indicates who has the lane choice. There you see the left side of the Funny Car ladder presented by Lucas Oil. Let's shift over to the right side of the equation. There's Robert Hight with Gilbers and Selzy, Burkhart, TJ and Scott Coletta, and Capps and Densham. So Capps and Force can't hook up until the finals. Here are the guys that did not qualify, including Worsham, Gray, Bartone, Bodie, Paul Lee, and Terry Haddock. So 3 classes are down, 1 to go. Who is going to step up and who is going to go home? That's what we'll find out here at the 52nd running of the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals.
Work on any car, pro stock, or motorcycles, any of them. You say you can win one race, and that's the only race you can win your entire career. Indy's the one they'll tell you because it means the most. It pays a little more money, doesn't pay any more points, but it's the prestige of Indy and the beginning of our sport, and it's the most oldest and the most traditional.
And for a few, it's their last chance to even qualify for tomorrow's finals here at the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals. And you're on board with one of them, Clay Millican. He's got to run better than 4.597 at O'Reilly Raceway Park. I'm Marty Reed, Mike Dunn, along with Gary Gerald, Dave Reef, John Kernan. Glad that you're with us. And here is the best run of the weekend so far in Top Fuel. And it was turned in by Tony Schumacher. Track record speed at 3:32 and change, a 4.47 elapsed time, and that's good enough for the #1 spot as we head into this final session of Top Fuel. Tim Gibson over in the left lane, also outside looking in, as this is Tim's first race of the season. Tough one to try and punch your way into. As you can see, you got to run better than a 4.54 second elapsed time just to be in the top half of the field. And then from number 9 on down to J.R. Todd, it's a 4:59 with a 7 to bump your way in. As we are tied for the quickest Top Fuel field in the history of the sport. They're the guys that are outside that have one last chance. And oh my, a huge explosion on Scott Wise's car right at the starting line. Look at that. Oh man, and we've got somebody down. Oh no.
Wow, that thing was hydraulic, and man, did that thing blow up or what?
All right, that was back in the staging lane. Here's what's out on the track right now. They're not even aware of what went on behind them. And neither car is going to get in. So the IHRA champion and Clay Millican, who had qualified 3 years in a row here, is not going to be around on race day, as he and Tim Gibson are not qualified. Dave Reef, what happened in this explosion?
Well, not exactly sure. A lot of times before they fire up cars, Mike Dunn can tell you a little bit about the fact how they turn the engine over with a big long wrench to try to clear the cylinders of all the fuel in there. And sometimes it happens that that thing hydraulics, and that was absolutely huge. I was about 20 yards from it. It shook me pretty good, and you can see the damage. That's the early indicator that this thing hydraulics big time.
Okay, we had one crewman down. Is everybody okay down there?
It appears to be that way. The crewman has been taken away, but appears to be talking to everybody, and at this point appears to be okay, but I will get back with you about that.
Okay, so one of those frightening moments. Man, that is a lot of destruction, Big.
Well, you know, they got that nitro can be in the cylinders, and they go to back the engine up, and if it's just exactly right, enough heat in there, and you mash that nitromethane, it's really nasty, and that's why they do it. The exhaust valve is supposed to be open, and it pushes that excess fuel out the exhaust. That's why you wouldn't dare turn the starter on. But sometimes there's so much in there that even backing it up doesn't do it.
Luckily, no one appears to be seriously injured. Did you ever experience this? Wait a minute, we may even be able to show you what happened here. We're being told, take a look behind the cars. Oh my.
Wow, big old fireball and everything. I mean, that just, that was huge. But like Don said, you have to have heat in there, or possibly they didn't have the mags grounded to where, you know, when they went to turn it over, it actually, you know, tried to light that spark plug. But, whew, that was big.
That was nasty.
And obviously Scott Wise right there helping push. He's not going to make the field. Let's take a listen to what happened as we look at the video again. Wow. You can see the concussion. And as we said, right now, it appears that no one has been seriously injured in this thing. But we talk about this being a dangerous sport from time to time. And this was one of those moments. Dave, you got an update?
You bet. Marty, the man down is Steve Prince, who works the bottom end for Scott Wise and the Wise guys. He also drives the truck. Just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and caught a little bit of shrapnel coming off that car. Just talked to Dan Bricky, the NHRA. He says that everything appears to be superficial right now, but they're going to run him down to the treatment center and take a real good look at the bottom end guy, Steve Prince.
Boy, I'll tell you what, we've had some moments here at the U.S. Nationals. That was a frightening one. Remember last year involving Tony Pedregon, Cody Pendergrass, and Dickie Venables. There's Venables on the left side of the car. They tried to lift the body and literally lifted Dickie's pants right off of him, threw him up into the air. Take a look.
Yeah, just hung it when he lifted the body up. It grabbed the throttle and opened that throttle blade. And I can guarantee you, and Don can tell you, I mean, 7,000 horsepower, Tony's holding on that brake. You are not going to keep that car from moving.
There ain't any brakes in the world to hold it at that time.
So there is Scott still trying to push the car back, and there is the crewman going to the far end to the medical center. And it sounds like it's all superficial, which is extremely, extremely good news, because you saw the fire and the explosion. You heard it, and the concussion. So that certainly gets your heart rate going, and that leads us into something, technology that we have for you that allows us to measure the heart rate. This is Hillary Will, and we're going to show you what it's like to go on a run down the quarter mile. Stay with us.
Back at the biggest drag race of the year, the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals, which for Scott Wise and the Wise guys, as you survey some of the damage here, is unfortunately going to be a big disappointment. Scott, what happened and what did it feel like in the seat?
This is the fear that we've looked into for all these years. If you've ever dripped nitro into the cylinder, as you're sitting in the staging lanes and you hang the starter on the car, it blows up, and it blows up worse than it ever would do on the racetrack. So the minute that the starter turns the button, it's a grenade. It lifts the head off, it lifts the blower off. It's something that you never want to see. We ran that A fuel class where you run a really high compression motor and you're so careful that nothing gets dripped into the chamber. But what I really feel for is my guys. The ambulance pulling up on the starting line with Steve and Frank up there just breaks my heart. It's not something that's supposed to happen out here, but I think they'll be okay. Looks like they're safe. And Mom and Dad at home. Dad hurt himself a little bit in Memphis, and he's watching from home, so we're all right. We'll make it.
Thank you.
And obviously the emotion, it tells everything on the stress and the strain that Scott Wise is feeling right now. And as he goes on back, let's tell you about what we showed you right before the commercial break. We have some new technology from Polar Heart Rate Technology, and it's the ability for us to monitor the heart rate, and Hillary Will is wearing one of the devices.
And you see the current heartbeat is about 120. She's going to do the burnout. You see when she stops car, it'll go up a little bit. The lowest point it was 69. That's probably when she was just getting in the car, getting strapped in and everything. And this is some good stuff. We're going to be playing with this with some other drivers too. It's kind of new technology for us, and we just going to try and see what happens.
Okay, why is it going up when she's starting to back up?
Well, I mean, you do the burnout and everything, and usually, you're pulling up against the brake, you go against the belts, you're shifting gears, and, putting the thing in reverse, letting the clutch out. So, it's going to get your heart rate up a little bit.
Big, you're watching this for the first time. Look at that.
I can believe that because, you're getting excited. You're getting ready to do this thing. And my heart rate always went up. I could tell because you get a real warm feeling. Look at there, 208.
Yeah, and if you watch on board, her heart rate's going to spike when this car goes out there and it makes a little bit of a move towards the wall, and it's going to spike right up there to 2.8. And I can assure you, I've been in situations in a funny car or a dragster where it's like, you're kind of getting in trouble. And I can guarantee you my heart rate went up too. Right there, you saw it move over towards the wall and just spikes up there just a little bit. And I can assure you, me and Big Daddy, we've been through that too, haven't we?
Oh, you bet. I like to have one of those things on there when I did that wheel stand at Englishtown. It probably went to 300.
All right, we've got to take another break, but we've got more Top Fuel final qualifying session here at O'Reilly Raceway Park. And there's a young fan who's been having a blast. And there's some more. Stay with us. We're coming right back. Ooh, that looks good. Back here, final qualifying at the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals, and we are down to the final pair of top fuelers that can bump their way into the 16-car field. David Baca, Bob Vandergrift Jr., and they're trying to take out J.R. Todd. 4.597 is the magic time. So the winner of that battle gets to stick around for tomorrow, and you get to come back and join us for finals. We'll have two shows for you starting at noon and 4 Eastern on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD. John, you got more on Bob Vandergrift?
Yeah, Marty, I was just talking to him a little bit ago. He said the main problem they've had this weekend, they've been just a little bit too aggressive, smoking the tires down the track. So they've addressed that issue. They think it's cooling down on this run. He hopes that he can run about a 55 or a 57 and work his way into the field for the U.S. Nationals.
Over in the other lane, you got to remember, Baca's the first guy ever to go sub 450 at this racetrack.
Both these cars are definitely capable of getting in the show. They've got the horsepower, but do they have the setup to do it? We'll find out here shortly.
Answer is yes for David Baca. He moves into the number 14 spot. Quickest field in the history of Top Fuel because the bump is now 4.595 with Joe Hartley on the bump. Bob Vandergrift misses with a 4.59 with a 9 by 4/1000ths of a second.
Oh, I tell you, that is a heartbreaker. I've been there, done that. Gosh, that is so close.
And you can see that was a great job by both the teams. David Baca obviously happy of getting in the show, but probably the opposite is Bob Vandegrift, the dejection by just barely missing the field today.
So far, Baca holds the best time this session with that 4.58 second elapsed time. On through to Bruce Litten. We've got a moment while they get David off the far end of the racetrack. Let's relive a little history with Big Daddy Don Garl. Let's take you back to 1967. Michael.
Yeah, there's Big Daddy with the beard. He said he was not going to shave the beard until he ran a 6-second elapsed time. And at the 67 U.S. Nationals, he had not ran a 6-second run until the final round up against James Warren. He runs a 6.77, and he goes out and shaves his beard.
I'll tell you, that was a day. You know, that was just 1/100th off the absolute world's record, which was 6.76, which was set by McEwen at that race, who outrun early in the event.
Great moment in NHRA history. So back at the starting line, we thought there was only 2 to be able to punch their way in, but because J.R. Todd got knocked out, he's now 17th. He has a chance to bump his way back in. Let's go to the far end.
Well, I can only imagine how much of a relief that must feel. 58 with a 1 puts you in the field.
Well, I just hope it holds. I'll tell you what, we've had a tough deal here this weekend. We went from the outhouse to the penthouse this track so many times. But I just want to thank my sponsor, Mike Enspinger, who lost his family recently. I'm here to salute the American workers. I'm going to tell you what, we work hard at our group. We had a $3 part break and then a $19 part break. Lost our first 2 runs. Went 60 last night. Thought we had enough there. I said, Rick, we went for it this morning. I said, come on back. Let's go from last night and just tweak it a little bit. Gary, I just hope it holds. I love Indy. I hope I can go tomorrow.
We'll find out shortly.
JR goes 4.585, 321 miles an hour. He goes in. Joe Hartley gets bumped out. So now J.R. Todd on the bump spot, and the quickest time fuel field just got quicker. One of the up-and-coming young stars. He's won twice so far. How's this kid impressed you, Big?
I'll tell you, he looks good. I think he's got a great future. He's well-spoken, a really nice guy, got really great personality, and he's the type of guy that the sponsors are looking for. He's young. I think he's going to go places.
I got to agree. I think he's a whole package. I mean, he can drive the race car. There's no question about it. You saw on that run, the car kind of drifted towards the center, and he just reeled it back in there, gets his parachute out on time, just does everything right.
And Gary's at the far end of the track. Let's go there.
Well, this youngster who has shown so much poise may have just taken a big notch in his maturation process. A kid who had a junior dragster here at age 11 or 12, dreaming of running in the U.S. Nationals. I want to know, would you give up your 2 wins you've already achieved this year just to be in here with a shot to win the U.S. Nationals, the big go?
By far, I'd give up those 2 wins just to have a shot at winning here. You know, this is Indy. It's what it's all about. And there's nothing like seeing the pair ahead of you bump you out, and you're sitting up there thinking you can't screw up this lap. And you know, 58, it's not the best lap, but we're in for now, and we get to play tomorrow, and anything can happen on race day.
All right, wish you well.
And right now, if nothing changes, he goes up against Tony Schumacher, and he has had success there earlier this year. So don't count that out. Number 16 against number 1, as we said, if nothing changes. But we still have a couple more pair going down this quarter mile. Don't go away as we come back to O'Reilly Raceway Park at the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals.
Today's Speed World presentation of the Mac Tools NHRA U.S. National, brought to you by Powerade. Sport is what you make it. Mac Tools, creating customers for life. And the U.S. Department of Transportation. Drunk driving, over the limit, under arrest.
And you're riding on board with David Grubnick there. He just ran a 4.54 to move to number 8. Now we've got Brandon Bernstein right lane, Corey Mack in the left lane. Tire smoke and a belt flying off of Corey Mack's car. The tire smoke belonged to Brandon. Corey gets down the quarter mile in 4.61 seconds, so no help for either racer. And there's Kenny Bernstein, of course, wearing the Monster energy drink hat. Almost, he said. He'll be behind the wheel of a funny car for the next 3 years. He made that announcement earlier this weekend. And a spring in his step as he'll be 62 years old as of Tuesday. Let's take another look at the run, guys.
You heard him say almost. most, watch the left side of your screen. Brandon Bernstein just about to the 330-foot mark. That's where it started spinning the tires. They just got a little too aggressive at trying to apply that clutch. Spun the tires. Meanwhile, you see Corey put a cylinder out on the other end and throw the belt and run a 461.
Of course, Corey, a two-time winner here at Indy. You know, actually, of the 16 qualifiers in Top Fuel, only 3 have won here at Indy. Schumacher, Dixon, and Corey McLenathan. So that's one moment there. Let's bring Big Daddy in from a moment from 1975. Do you remember this final, Big?
Yes, I do. That was an important one. There's old Shirley. She smoked them. That's the first time I ever saw that run.
Really?
Yeah. I never saw the start of it. But that was the beginning. I mean, she was runner-up. I mean, you know, the next thing you can do is win.
All right, let's go to the far end of the racetrack.
And with Brandon Bernstein, guys, and obviously smoke there about 300 feet down the track. But we want to ask you about what your thoughts are with Pops coming back to run a funny car, no less, next year.
Yeah, I think it's great. You know, as everybody knows, you know, my dad's been wanting to get back in the car, and I can see it on his face. And every time, you know, we talk about it, it's like, you know, he wants us to get back in there. And I think it's going to be great. It's going to be great for Monster Energy Drink, and you know, they got a partnership with Budweiser, and you know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Is he going to be able to whip these young bucks?
I think so.
That says it all right there.
So time now for Hot Rod Fuller and Hillary Will. Of course, Fuller's team owner David Powers announcing that he'll have a second Top Fueler next year with Matco Tools as the primary sponsor. Over in the other lane, one of the 4 first-timers in the field of Top Fuel, Hillary Will. I want to ask you, Big, of all the drivers in Top Fuel right now, who do you think has the most talent? Who do you think's the best right now?
I think Doug Coletta is the best. I watch him. He is so good at keeping it in the lane and so consistent. And he jumped in a funny car a couple of weeks ago and drove it real good, too. I think he's just a top-of-the-line driver.
Coming from the man who should know. Here we go. A few more pair here. Mac Tools U.S. Nationals. Boy, Fuller goes low for the session. 4.50 seconds, 3:29 of 4:60 for Hillary Will. And from the O'Reilly copter cam, you could tell Fuller was on a good one.
Let me tell you, Hot Rod Fuller has a race car that can win tomorrow. This thing has been on a string all weekend long, making great runs, topped off with that 450 laps time. Let's go on board with Hillary. You see that Hot Rod just pulls right out there and gets that charge through the middle, makes a great run. Hillary not bad, but boy, Rod Fuller's got a good race car right now.
He's certainly got the best average, hasn't he, for all of the qualifying runs.
Certainly does. He goes from a low of 450 to a high of a 459. That's pretty doggone good. Dave Reef, you've got more?
You bet. We're going to wrap up the Scott Wise Hydraulic with some good news. Steve Prince indeed has superficial wounds, will not even leave the racetrack. That's the bottom end guy on this team. Another man was taken down, Frank Mazzarisi. He works on the heads. He does have a little bit of shrapnel and a possible broken bone in his foot. They're going to take him in for x-rays. As the diagnosis of what ultimately caused this still ongoing. What we do know is some nitromethane got inside of one of the cylinders. What kind of nitro or how much nitro? Just that much. You saw the engine damage. That much nitro also very costly to the backside of this race car. Take a look at the chassis here. This car is going to need to be back halved as well. But the news is good. Everybody okay with Scott Wise's team.
And that is best news we could have had, because that could have been a very, very serious incident, and you can see all the damage that they're going to have to repair. So as we come our attention back to the starting line, there is the man that Big Daddy Don Garlits says is the best right now, Doug Coletta. Melanie Troxel will be in the left lane. Big, I want to ask you, I'll put you on the spot. I mean, everybody voted you #1 of all time. Who did you think was the best of all time?
I was going to say Force.
Really?
Well, I mean, he's done so much for the sport, you know, and I guess they gave it to me because I just go back so far. I guess that was the reason. Built my own cars and everything.
All right, here we go. Oh, we got a little flame over in the right lane for Doug Coletta, 4.64 seconds. So really, other than that really strong 449 in the first session, this team's struggling here at the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals.
Yeah, definitely not running the kind of numbers they want to. He actually had a better run going up to half track. It was going to be like a high 450 laps time, but then obviously problems started setting in shortly after that. Let's see if we can tell right here now. That, like I said, the numbers were pretty good right here. Wasn't going to run a 440, but it was on a lot better run than a 464. But then right about this point, this is where the car just kind of started nose. Oh, you see a lot of oil coming out of the front. Oh, yeah, push the head gasket out of the front of that motor. And obviously lost a lot of horsepower and slowed that thing down.
So Doug stays number 3. Melanie stays number 5. That's the best qualifying effort of her Indy career. As there she is at the top end. All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who's the best of all time, Mike?
Oh, there was no question. It was Big Daddy Don Garst because he changed the sport. He did so many things by getting the rear engine car to come around. And, I mean, he did it all in the day, and that's why he got the vote, and that's why he gets my vote.
And there he is.
Over the last couple of years.
So from the smiling face of the man who's won Top Fuel here 8 times to Tony Schumacher, who has 4 wins here at Indy. He'll be in the left lane, the #1 qualifier, trying to hold on to it. Larry Dixon over in the right lane. Conditions don't seem to be conducive for a 447. What do you think, Big?
I don't think there's going to be a flip. I think the way this field is set is the way it's going to be. Schumacher 1, Dixon 2.
Here we go. Boy, talk about anticlimactic. Something happened to Larry right at the start. I mean, take a look. It just didn't move very far at all. In fact, it looks like he had some engine damage there. And then Tony Schumacher blazes the hides a little further out.
He definitely saw the engine backfire shortly after Larry hit the throttle. Let's take another look at it. As soon as he hits the throttle, boom, backfires that supercharger, throws the belt off, and that was the end of that run.
And then take a look at Tony Schumacher. We talked about it earlier. Everybody pushing the cars to the limit because this is the U.S. Nationals.
Well, of course. I mean, they're sitting right up there with a nice time. They're going to see just what will this track take.
All right, let's take a look at our Top Fuel ladder presented by Lucas Oil. Here are the matchups. J.R. Todd, he's done it before to Schumacher. He could do it again tomorrow. Who else do you like on this side, Mike?
Well, I'll tell you, when you got a 458 bump spot, I mean, all the matchups are going to be great. Anybody can win, but, you got Hillary Will with lane choice over Brandon Bernstein. That's going to be a good matchup. And then Corey and Herb Purt's always going to be good.
And here are the guys that did not make the field, including Hartley, Vandergriff, Wise, Milliken, Litton, Palmer, Gibson, and Luigi Novelli. Let's go to the far end, Gary.
Tony Schumacher, you find yourself in the #1 spot. You've got J.R. Todd in the first round tomorrow. I want to know how confident you are.
I wouldn't want to be anyone else, man. It's just got a great racing, tested extremely well. You know, and who knows what Ellen's trying out here right now. Probably a final round tune-up because that's exactly what kind of conditions we're going to be in. For the United States Army, man, Indy, this is a big one for us. We've been in the finals at this racetrack 6 times out of, I think, my 9 that I've raced here. So we've got a great race team, and we're just going to go out there and pull off a miracle tomorrow.
Remember his round record going into tomorrow, 25-5 at the U.S. Nationals.
All right, thanks, Gary. I hope that you at home have enjoyed it as much as Mike and I have, having you in this booth, and I hope you've had a blast, too.
I have had a great time, I'll tell you. Nice working with you, Mike.
Oh, it's always great working with you.
Yes,
Trust
sir.
me.
Same here, Vic.
Made a fun afternoon for me.
You did, too, for us. Well, let's remind you also what's going to happen tomorrow now on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD. 2 shows, Monday at noon and again at 4 Eastern. And what about John Force? Can he double up?
You never know. It's the U.S. Nationals. I guarantee he's going to want to, and he's got a race car. It seems like he's peaking at just the right time, Marty. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it.
It has been a great 52nd running of the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals. You won't want to miss any of the action tomorrow right here on ESPN2. For Mike Dunn, Dave Reef, Gary Gerald, John Kernan, I'm Marty Reed. Thanks so much for joining us here on the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. Don't forget that tomorrow, again, finals at noon and 4 p.m. Coming up next, it will be the 2006 World Series of Poker right here on ESPN2. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. We'll see you tomorrow for the finals of the 52nd Mac Tools U.S. Nationals. Good night, everybody.